Howdy guys, it is Dom here from Tech Britain, and today I'm going to be showing you the best render settings for using HD PVR with Total Media Extreme and rendering it out with Sony Vegas. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the settings I use in Total Media Extreme. This should be pretty basic to you guys, but I'm going to show you anyway for good time's sake. So over here is my PS3 screen whenever it wants to load or decides to load. Can take quite a while depending on how fast your computer is, and there we go. So I'm gonna, oops, don't have a clue what just happened, sorry about that. My clock, I don't know what's happening. Sorry about that. So here we go. Source, HD PVR of course, video output, YPRPB, audio back, RCA back, and PC audio mode 2-channel stereo. I'm going to click on device settings now. On the first tab I keep everything as default, pretty much. If not, I move it up a notch, but that's completely up to you. On video decoder, you want it on PowerB, depending on where you live. Usually in the UK it is PowerB. America, it can be sometimes NTSC, but I'm not entirely sure on that one. VCR input, you want that checked, and output enable, you want that checked. So onto format settings now. Whenever it wants to load, it can take quite a while. Now this is the main area of file size. The higher it is, the bigger the file and the better the quality. The lower is the lower the quality and the lower the file size. So I keep mine on about 10 because I never render out a video higher than 10, and I never render a video out lower than about 3. So I'm going to keep mine at 10 because for montages and whatnot, and it's very best idea to have it on a higher quality. But if you're just doing commentaries, it's better to have it lower. But I do keep it on higher because I could just render it out in lower quality. So now I've got that set. You want it on constant bitrate. You want these two unticked, Luma 3, Chroma 3, and use AC3 audio encoder. Apply, that's important, you press apply and then click OK. And you can have this on either Xbox or PlayStation 3. If you are on Xbox, it must be on Xbox 360. On PlayStation 3 you can still use Xbox 360, but that's one a lot of people like to use because it's generally a lower file size, but I like using the PlayStation 3 one as I've always used it, and you know, kind of trust it, if you know what I mean. You want enable preview on recording unticked, depending on how fast your computer is. Mine's pretty fast, but I do like that unticked as it can affect the quality. Saved format, this does depend on what you have ticked above. MP4 it will go straight to Xbox, TS, AVC, HD, you never want to use that, but PlayStation 3 is what you do. So over here you can select where you want it to be saved and whatnot up here, but I, you know, infamous Let's Play, so I was just doing that earlier. Capture, you can just press capture and it will set a capture, and you press stop after that, and that's pretty much that. You can then drag it into Vegas and start editing. So this is Vegas here, Sony Vegas. Immediately when you open Vegas, you want to click on properties, and say we're making a montage clip here. I'll show you what you would do if it was a commentary in a bit. So you would want, this is a template I made, but you can simply make it by literally just selecting about any one of these, probably the highest one, HD V720 by 30p, that one 29.97 frames, and you just change it around a bit towards to make it fit my template. So you want width at 1280, height 720, field order none, progressive scan, pixel aspect ratio 1.0, output rotation 0 degrees, frame rate 6 frames per second, that's very important for, you know, montages. Stereoscopic 3D mode off, pixel format 8-bit, full resolution rendering quality best, motion blur type Gaussian. A lot of people like it in pyramid, but I prefer Gaussian. Deinterlace method, blend fields, adjust source media to better match project or render settings, and you want that ticked. Audio, you can keep all the same, but I generally have that on highest, and you can then go ahead and apply. And now, because this is a 60 frames per second video, it will fit perfectly and there'll be no, ghosting or whatever, but you will have to disable resample. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that now. Now this gameplay is from someone I know, it's a good friend of mine. I recorded in what's it for him, theatre mode for him. Let me just cut that a bit and make it a little fade, and that's what you should do for commentaries, make it look a little better. And let me just find a perfect example of ghosting. There was one right at the start, but I don't think it was a perfect example. I'm going to try and find, okay, right here. As you can see part of the doorway here and part of the doorway here. Now to get rid of this, you simply want to right click on a video and click on properties. Just press disable resample, and while you're at it, untick maintain aspect ratio and reduce interlace flicker. And as you see, it's all back to normal now. And as you can also see, there's black bars on the top and on the right. To get rid of this, click on event pan crop, and you simply want to drag that down a little. And you can make a preset, I don't know, full screen smiley face, and save that as a preset. And there you go, you won't have to, drag it down every time. And to make the video quality look a little better, you can, hang on, let me just find a perfect spot to stop the video, so that you guys can see about here. What a lot of people do to make their videos look a lot better is go to Event FX and go to color corrector, simply add that one and nothing else, and then just simply click on Studio RGB to Computer RGB, and as you can see, it makes the video look a lot better. It makes the blacks a little blacker and the whites a little whiter. So this is it with it off, on, off, on, and as you can see, it's a lot better. Zoom in now so you can see the proper name for that, and it is color corrector and Studio RGB to Computer RGB, and close that. And what I did earlier, I'll just quickly zoom in on that. Make sure it's all like this, and that's all good. So okay that, and now you're pretty much good to render. You would want to commentate over that. To do that, you simply add an audio track, click arm for record, okay, and then you press this record whatever you want, and then press stop at the end, and it's pretty much finished. But I don't need to commentate over anything right now. So what you want to do, you want to highlight all of this. To do this, you click outside of here 3 times really fast, and it'll highlight all of that. You want to go to File, Render As, Render As, and if it is a montage, you would want to use MP4. It's the best quality for montages, in my opinion. I'm going to show you my template. I want to go custom frame size 1280 by 720. Allow source to adjust frame size, untick that. Profile main frame rate 60, untick that box. Non-progressive scan, pixel aspect ratio 1.0, number of reference frames 2, ticked. Use the blocking filter, and you want to make sure you check constant bitrate and put it at about 10,000 for montages, because it'll make it a lot better. Let me zoom in on that. Just make sure you get all that settings. Frame size, custom 1280 by 720, main 60 frames per second, non-progressive scan 1.02, used to block and filter, constant bitrate about 10 million. Audio, I usually change this to about 192, and that is how I get the best settings. And the last one on project, you want to set this at best, and you can save that as a template like best smiley face. You can save that as a template, so you won't have to do that every single time. Click OK, name it whatever you want, and click on save. Now for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to save it. I'm going to go back and show you what you would do if it was a commentary. Because you don't want a really big file for a commentary, quality doesn't matter as much. I've got a preset template here. It's pretty much exactly the same as the montage one, except for it's changed to 30 frames per second. Actually, is literally that. hang on, I don't know. There we go. It's literally that. It's just changed 30 frames per second. I highly recommend you use this for commentaries. And what you want to do is literally go to render as, and for commentaries I use WMV. I've got a preset template here. I'm going to use the default template to show you what I got. I actually use the 4.8 MB PSHD 720 by 24 video as a template. Click on custom, keep all of this the same, all of this here the same, go down to video, right, and up here you want to keep that as CBR format, Windows Media Video 9, image size, high definition, pixel aspect ratio 1.0, frame rate. This is important that you change that to exactly 30 frames per second. You want to keep this all the way up to 100. Keep that all exactly the same. Bitrate, now this is important for commentaries, make it 3. It makes the file size lower and quality is barely affected. So you want to keep that on 3 in the bitrate tab, and you know, everything you can keep the same. On last one, yet again, you want to change that to best, and you can also save this as best. Oops, I just changed it. Oh well, but you kind of get the gist already. Here's my template commentary. It's all the same as what you guys would have. Oops, except for that's not there. And my template, yet again, 3 million. And then you can save that as what you want and render it. But for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to go ahead and render it. You can render it yourself. And yeah, that's pretty much all, guys. Not a lot to it. Just it's pretty basic once you get to know it. And this has been Dom from Tech Britain. Please like and favorite the video. It will help me out greatly. And subscribe for more upcoming videos in the future. And if you are stuck with something and would like help, it could be related to anything, I will be glad to help. Peace out.